Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me here this evening. I've been in this game for 42 years and working on nature reserves, hence the eyesight's a bit dodgy and I have to stand under a light and look at these notes. So please bear with me if I make a few hiccups. When you leave Bournemouth University, you'll be well qualified with good references, hopefully. So how do you compete in the crowd? What I'd like us to do is to consider a scenario where I am looking for a graduate to work at Hengistbury Head Local Nature Reserve. That's where I'm based and have been for many, many decades. You are shortlisted with 4 other people and called for an interview. There are going to be 2 stages on your visit to Hengistbury Head for this post, to compete for this post. A group field visit will be followed by formal interviews. Firstly, we will all visit some habitats: acid grassland, dry heath, deciduous woodland, upper salt marsh and sand dunes. I will ask you all to identify as many plant species as you can. Hopefully at least 25 herbs, 10 grasses, 10 trees and shrubs, and a few mosses, minimum. Then I will ask you to give opinions on the obvious factors influencing these habitats and how these habitats could be best managed for biodiversity. Lastly, I will ask you how to determine the effectiveness of the management with monitoring methods. You will need to shine above the rest of the pack during the field group session. Try to get correct the balance between shy and pushy. So, to prepare for such an event, do your own research. Forget the new iPod and secure a hand lens, an illustrated flora, a camera with macro facility, a GPS and a field notebook. Practice identifying plants in a green space or local nature reserve near you, and remember that 25% of Bournemouth is green spaces. Become familiar with habitat characteristics and the National Vegetation Classification. Get an overview when you are studying a site, remembering that there are other important factors to consider: previous research, local knowledge, the geology, geography, history, even prehistory. After all, you need to know about vegetation, even if your interests are elsewhere. For example, butterflies and their food plants, or the required grassland structure for the ground nesting skylark and meadow pipit. Write up your investigations and species lists in concise reports, and try to get the reports evaluated by a professional. Then specialise. Get an interest in a habitat or a taxon and study it. Simple observations and records can be most valuable. Orchid counts, or the locations of singing male birds establishing territories are just 2 examples. Bring printed copies of your reports to the formal interview and leave them, even if you're asked not to. Now, education happens when you meet and work with the right people. Easy at Bournemouth University, you are surrounded by brilliance. Not so easy if you are waitressing or pulling pints for cash in between filling in application forms. So get out there where these people are and get involved, probably unpaid, with real projects. Join local groups. A few years ago, we established the Dorset Flora Group. Go to their field meetings in summer on a Saturday. You will meet the best field botanists in the county, and you will learn quickly. Join the Dorset Wildlife Trust and take part in management practices on their reserves. Or if archaeology is your bag, join the East Dorset Archaeological Society and meet practicing archaeologists. Do all of this thoroughly, and I would be impressed. You would stand out in the crowd.